I don't think we fucked that up once.
No, I don't think we have either.
I don't think we fucked that up once. Literally.
Welcome to the fucking...
Anyway, yeah.
Welcome to the 4th episode of Sauce Party.
Welcome to the 4th episode, everybody.
We're filming this after the drunk special.
Way after, though.
Way after, like a week and a half later. 2 weeks?
Almost, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it was Wednesday of...
It was the 10th.
Yeah, that's right. Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a minute. It took us a while to get the special edited down because...
It was so fucking long.
It was 3 hours in total.
3 hours of pure bullshit.
And then a bunch of shit went wrong. Like the camera footage got messed up. So like there were even parts that we wanted to use but couldn't.
Literally, it was like, would not sync.
But then also like for like 80% of the last hour, it was just like boring and like nothing because we ran out of shit to talk about. But like just would refuse to stop.
Hey, but I had to cut because the fucking... Originally, we were going to make it 2 parts. But I had to cut because the camera was fucking up. And then I was like, what if I just like start cutting? Or what if I just like cut it down? And so I cut it down to just the funniest shit that happened. And it ended up actually being, I think, probably our best episode yet.
I think so. It's really funny.
So if you haven't seen it, go fucking watch that shit.
Definitely. Or like it is also funny to listen to. I think this is the first episode where like even though there are a lot of physical bits, like listening to it is pretty funny because you just hear what's happening and then you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But you can pretty much like click to anywhere in the podcast and find something funny happening, which
yeah,
I think
I put that apple juice in that Captain fucking Morgan bottle. That shit crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
But anyway, yeah, we're on to episode 4. So
yeah, specials are not going to count as sequential episodes. So
that's we don't fucking do it that way here. That's lame shit.
Yeah.
Like that's just poor people shit. But here we are. It's Friday. So what?
Nothing.
We need to talk about this though.
What?
What is this shit?
I wanted to just like decorate my side of the set.
So you decided to be a rat fuck and embarrass the shit out of me, huh?
How am I embarrassing you?
Because you done fucking decorated your shit all up with this fucking shit.
I wanted it to just fucking,
but you
be
fucking,
more personable to me.
You fucking dolled up your side of the set and didn't tell me you were doing it.
I added like 3 plushes.
But now people are going to be like, oh, you're fucking so much more cultured than Joey.
I don't think that's going to be true at all. Happen.
And then if that happens, I will get on the fucking podcast by myself and talk about how much you hate poor people even more.
Jesus Christ.
I've got shit to spill about you, so you better be careful with what you do.
That is so not true. That is like so unbelievably not true.
I need to get some shit on my side, though.
Okay, then do it. Nothing is stopping you.
What if there's people that have never listened, like have never watched the video? They don't even know what we're talking about. Like they only listen to it.
I feel like as of right now, most of our listeners watch it. Mainly because it's just people that know us. But
true, but you have to start somewhere.
But yeah, so for the audio listeners, Joey's getting pissed that I have decorated my portion of the set with some like plushes from my room and just like things that like are personal to me. And he wasn't home, so he didn't have the opportunity to do that. Even though we both live here and he could do it at any point, but he's still just going to get pissed at me the day of when he hadn't thought of it.
I am going to get pissed at you the day of. I can get pissed whenever I want. It's a fucking free country. Anyway, this whole week has been a slew of bad shit happening, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
But the cherry on top was last night when we had to change a tire. Of course, it went flat. So, I just got my fucking tires checked and shit like that.
It was probably about 11 o'clock, maybe a little later. We were just leaving a show for one of our friends' bands. And we pull out of the parking space and like we just think the road is maybe a little bumpy. Like the ride is really rough.
That was like 10 seconds of it.
It was. I
could see it. I could see the car.
So we get to a stoplight and Joey's like, is the road fucking weird or do I have a flat tire? And I'm like, it feels like a flat tire. So I stick my head out the window and the rear right passenger tire is completely flat.
Yeah.
Like no air in it, all rim touching the ground. So I'm like, yeah, just like fucking pull up into this alley off to the right. So we pull out, spend like 15 minutes looking for the fucking donut. Do you know how many times we made that joke last night?
Because if you're gonna, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're gonna set up a perfectly good sex joke or that's what she said joke and you don't fucking do it,
I would agree if you didn't do it every 10 seconds. They lose their worth. You do it all the time. Anytime somebody says the word finger, pull out, fucking like anything, you immediately say it. So half the time, you don't even make a joke. You just repeat what they said in like a different tone.
Why you gotta expose me like that? Why you gotta fucking point the finger?
Just because you're getting mad at me for like getting pissed at you for continuing to make these jokes.
Okay, but
like,
I don't need a fucking loaded 725 to shoot me on this podcast, okay? You don't gotta fucking load up and unleash.
You're the one fucking shooting yourself, so.
Oh, I'm shooting cum. So anyway, we switched the tire. We actually filmed this, so I don't know what we're gonna do with it yet. But
I think if you maybe by the time this episode is up, go check our TikTok.
Yeah, we might. Yeah,
at Sauce Party Pod.
That could be good.
It'll probably be edited down and put up there.
We want to expand. That was on impulse. I looked at you that way on impulse. I didn't really mean it. We want to expand our horizons with this podcast, right? Because we want it to be a podcast, but I think more than anything, we want there to be other forms of content.
Yeah, so I think, like most YouTubers that start a podcast, I think we're almost doing the reverse. Where we're doing the podcast first and then all the other content's coming later.
Yeah.
And but like, go ahead.
No, you just go. Just keep interrupting me.
Really? You're going to get... do you want to get into this right now? I could make a fucking 10-minute compilation of every single time you've interrupted me while we're trying to film anything. You did it last night. You do it
Sex
fucking
tape?
every episode.
Sex tape?
Oh, you're going to get fucking hit.
Jokes on you, I'm into it. So what were you saying? Go ahead.
I'm going to jam this fucking microphone in my eye. I swear to God.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah, because you're a fucking asshole. So.
I think I'm just a normal human. We're not getting into that again where people are like fucking eating shit and whatever.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it, dude.
What?
These stupid fucking mic stands. The fucking balls keep coming off.
That's what she said.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes dollars.
This is about to turn into a fucking live leak video, I swear to God.
Don't do that. We gotta fucking stay. We gotta fucking monetize it. I'm just kidding. I don't care about that shit. But continue.
Am I actually going to be allowed to speak?
Continue.
Okay.
Cunt.
So.
Just go before I start again.
We're planning on doing some more like skits, comedy sketches and stuff like that. Maybe some like gaming stuff. I don't know. We haven't made like sat down and made a full plan, but we talked about it briefly the other night.
Yeah. Don't expect any of this shit. We're just saying our plans moving forward with this. We want to expand it. That's probably later on though. I think we want to get a good amount of like podcast episodes out before we start doing other shit.
And hopefully, some more listeners and some more consistent views and stuff like that.
Anyway, this shit's probably boring to a lot of people.
Yeah, nobody
cares.
If you yourself want to be a YouTuber, you're probably like, yeah, I understand, and I'm with you, but like,
so let's move away from that. Yeah, I don't want that to be like the first. Oh, it is the first 10 minutes. All right.
Well, well, we also talked about but should we talk about the tire changing?
Well, that's pretty much all there is to say. I mean, we made a video out of it. We changed the tire.
I guess that's true,
but. I don't know. I'm pissed because my fucking weekend, of course, the one weekend where it's fucking packed with shit I have to like go to and like film and do shit like that. Of course, shit like that, the fucking tire has to be on there.
Hey, at least this time you had the fucking donut. Whereas, remember last time when it happened with Bernard? and we had to fucking ask the neighbors to borrow a tire pump.
Yeah,
so we could fucking figure out if the tire was even flat, and then wasn't it still just flat?
Yeah, it was still fucking
Yeah, so we spent like an hour trying to fucking. We had to borrow a jack because I'm pretty sure we didn't have one. You didn't have a spare, not even a donut. So luckily there was somebody outside having the exact same issue, so they already had an air compressor out, and we were just able to like, hey, we're having literally the same problem. Can we borrow yours real quick?
Fuck, I miss Bernard though.
I miss Bernard too. Bernard was a good van.
That bitch took me fucking everywhere. He got us to Chicago.
He got us to Chicago and back with no problems.
He got us to Chicago, mind you, with over 130,000 miles on him.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive. But
there and back, not a single issue.
Right. Unfortunately, though, he can't go through light poles.
He was not indestructible.
That was so terrifying. Like, that was so genuinely.
You haven't talked about this on the podcast yet.
Well, there hasn't been a reason to, but now there is. So anyway, yeah, I almost died almost a year ago now. That happened almost a year ago.
Yeah, in February of last year.
A month from, February 22nd, I literally almost died. Floor mats. Be careful of your fucking floor mats in your car. I am not kidding. Floor mats that like aren't cut to size of like the cavity where the pedals are.
Or don't have that little thing where you can lock it into place.
Yes, that is dangerous. Get rid of those. Get
them out of your car, or put some sort of rubber grip on the bottom, or like just some way to attach it to the floor.
Yeah, you take it from me. I literally almost died. I was leaving school. I was about to get onto the highway, and I pushed the gas pedal down to start going, right? And there's a left turn to like get onto the area to which you get to the highway. And what happened was I pressed down on the gas pedal and I was like getting a little bit faster, but I didn't really notice it. Like, cause this all, like when I'm explaining this all happened inside of like 6 seconds. Right. So I'm diving into this, but it happened within like under 10 seconds. This all happened.
Yeah.
So I press on the gas pedal. I start moving. And I'm like, okay, I gotta make a left turn. So I start pressing the brake to fucking turn, right? And I notice that I start slowing down, but after a certain point, I can't, it's like counteracting it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? The brake isn't working. But by the time I'm like, it's not the brake, I'm moving forward. Like, I thought the brake was not working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But really, it was just the fucking car was accelerating forward against the brake. And so I ended up somewhere in between 50 and 60 miles per hour on a fucking 35 road. And I go straight into a light pole. Straight into a fucking light pole. But right before I went into that light pole, I looked down and the fucking floor mat in the car is on top of the accelerator. And so there's no time to go into neutral. There's no time to do anything but just hope that I don't fucking go head first into this light pole and just the steering column impales me.
Yeah.
So what I did was I looked up and I was like, I have 3 seconds. I have 3 seconds to save my own life. And my driver's side was perfectly aligned with the pole. So I just fucking turned the wheels.
You went into like fucking what's his name from GTA 5? Franklin.
Oh, Franklin.
Yeah, like Franklin's special ability. Like you like slow down time for a second so you can fucking like steer the car just a little bit to the left.
That is ridiculous. Anyway,
tell me that's not what happened.
That's not what happened. I didn't slow down time. Let me finish this and then you can fucking do whatever you want. So anyway, I look forward and I figure if I can just get the steering wheel as far to the left as possible, I'm hoping that the car is going to like turn and maybe even like hit the side, like the car will
like
turn
you can
and
like skid it.
Yeah, skid it and like I'll hit the side of it, but I'm going so fast that I can't turn the car at all. Like when I had it all the way over and it was just barely moving. It moved just enough that the light pole was aligned with the passenger. And luckily no one was in that seat. If there was someone in that seat, they would have been fucking destroyed. But
yeah,
I hit the steering wheel. Like I don't even remember my head hitting the steering wheel, but my head slammed into the steering wheel. And I just remember like I I opened my eyes and I could not feel anything. And I honestly thought I was dead. Like
I would too.
I was sitting there like, did I just fucking die? Like I like was about to like cry because I legitimately almost thought I died. So anyway, I like look in the rearview mirror and there's just blood all the way down here. So I start freaking out. I'm like, fuck. My first thought is I gotta call my mom.
Yeah.
Which I should have like called the ambulance.
Yeah.
But like my brain was not like working. I was like,
you just smacked your head into a steering wheel.
Yeah, like I was like, I need to call my mom because I don't know if I'm gonna like, you know what I mean?
Did it give you a concussion?
A very minor one, but it went away. But so I hit that. I'm like, fuck, where's my phone? And I usually have it mounted on this thing, like one of those like windshield mounts. My phone flew back because it was like in the back seat. So I like took off my seatbelt and crawled back there. Found my phone, called my mom, like got out of the car, and I just stood back and looked at it. Like it felt like a dream. Like seeing the entire car just completely totaled.
Yeah.
It was completely totaled. The entire front end of the car.
We might post a clip of this on TikTok too, and we'll post some pictures.
Yeah, you can put the picture up, but it's fucking awful. It's on my Instagram too. But yeah, I just got out. I called my mom. I got my dad on the phone. My dad got on the phone and he was like, I don't even remember what he was saying, but he was like frantically asking if I was okay or whatever. And it's like, I don't know what we're going to do. The car's total. He's like, fuck the car. Are you okay?
How are you?
Yeah.
You just hit a light pole. What is your condition like right now? So the car, man, the car's fucked, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think insurance is going to cover this.
But that's what was going through my head. Like I wasn't thinking I was like, I couldn't think straight. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I also feel like that does say something about like, you know, our society is that you get into a major crash and then you're like, the car's fucked, dude. Well, like I can't pay for this.
Well, I mean, honestly, like as soon as I realized I wasn't dead, I was like, fuck. But of course, my parents don't know what, like, for all they know, I could be like a torso, like bleeding out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
the car, the car. It's help! My
car's in pieces. It's like, what about you? It's like, oh, I'm cut in half. The car's gone.
I'm bleeding out as we speak. But with the fucking car, man, you gotta call it. Somebody's gotta call a tow truck. We gotta get her to
call double A. We need double A.
Call double A. Call Duracell. My car. My fucking car.
Somebody get the Energizer Bunny out here, man. I'm fucking dying. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Get that bitch to hop over here and give me a goddamn tourniquet. Oh fuck.
No, but yeah. I mean that like
that was horrible.
Yeah, that was a traumatic experience. I mean, even for fucking like for me, like you texted us that you got into a car wreck and Bernard was told, and I was immediately like,
yeah,
holy shit, dude, are you fucking okay?
No, it was bad. Well, the funniest part is I only broke my nose.
Yeah, like you got super lucky.
I know, I got incredibly. The fucking police officer, when he showed up, he was like I don't know if he was like, I don't know what he was trying to say, but he like, I don't know why he said this to me when I was like going through that. But I mean, maybe he was just trying to like say that I was lucky or whatever. But he was like, did you know that if you like were not a foot over, that the steering column would have literally gone through me? And I was just like, okay. Like we were sitting in the back of the ambulance.
Broken nose, blood just like dripping on your face. Okay.
But I mean, he wasn't trying to do anything dumb.
I know.
He was just trying to say that I was lucky, but I was like,
that's a really terrible way of saying it, though. It's like, hey, I know you just went through something incredibly like traumatic and possibly life altering, but did you know
that if you were only a foot over, you'd be dead? You'd be like Jesus.
Instead of just being like, man, you got super lucky that like you're walking away with this with nothing but a broken nose. I feel like that's relatively a normal thing to say, and like doesn't bring up the possibility of death, but to just straight up be like, yeah, like, did you know that you could have died? It's like, yeah. I feel like every time you get into a car, you should almost be like, there's a possibility that I could die right now.
Right. That's and the worst part is, until I graduate, I stare at that light pole every time I leave the school. But now, at first I looked at it and like, when I like for the first like month or two, when I went back to school and like I would see it, I would like I felt like intense post-traumatic. Like I would shake. I'd be like, that is so terrifying to me now. But now when I look at it, I'm actually like, fuck you, bitch! You fucking piece of shit! You took my goddamn child and you almost got me too.
Yeah, you're fucking lucky you're bigger than me.
Pick on somebody your own size. That's what it felt like. Like
next time it's gonna be a fucking 10-ton dump truck.
Like my butt. It's gonna be my butt on the light pole. I'm gonna put my butt on the light pole, my dump truck.
Please don't do that.
I will be. And then the police will be there, but for indecent exposure.
Yeah, then instead of getting a ride in an ambulance, you're getting a ride in a cop car.
It'll probably be in the sponge room. Anyway.
The light pole wronged me. It wronged me. I need to put my butt on it. And they're like,
putting your butt on things that wronged you is like the weirdest way to like
just
get
like
back.
That's your immediate response.
Yeah.
Anytime something or someone wrongs you, you're just, I need to put my butt on it.
That's ridiculous. I hate that. But anyway, I feel like there is. We don't have to get into this, but I was just saying, when you said like every time you get in a car you should be worried or whatever, or not worried, but like
just like
aware of what you're doing.
Yeah,
I think we've said this before, but like you're in a fucking like heavy like you're in a giant piece of metal that can kill kill you.
You're essentially driving a bomb.
Yeah, so you got to be fucking careful. But again, that was one of those instances where it like wasn't my fault that I almost died, because like some people just go like crazy fast. And then like
when they are trying to take corners at 40 miles per hour intentionally.
I was not trying to do that. I was just trying to like get home and fucking like eat. But yeah, it was awful. That was a horrible experience. But that was like the closest I think I've ever been to death. And it is horrifying. And as soon as that event ended and I got Rhonda, my current van, I was like, I'm making sure these fucking floor mats are nailed into the structure of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Be careful of that shit.
No,
if you just have like square floor mats that like are not attached to anything, get rid of them.
And especially if they are just square and they don't like go up under like up to the firewall, like under the dashboard. You want, because that's what mine are rubber, have grips on the bottom that dig into the carpet, and it goes up behind the pedals.
See, that's
so it doesn't have the possibility to even like move.
And it's probably also shaped to the
it is
driver's cavity or whatever. But like that's what I mean is like if it's just like a fucking like a 12 by fucking like 15 rectangle that you got down there, get rid of that shit. That will kill you.
Yeah, it literally could.
It will kill you. Anyway. But yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
You know who I bet wishes they had fucking Franklin's like drive time ability? Fucking ice road truckers.
Oh God, we're gonna do it?
We're gonna do it.
God.
So if you aren't familiar with the reality TV show Ice Road Truckers, I'll break it down for you real quick.
God, why are you making it so like professional and analytical? Let's break it down for you guys.
I'm just gonna break it down for y'all real quick.
Let's get down to brass tacks with Ice Road Truckers. Ice Road fuckers,
we need like an overlay that pops up that just says brass tacks.
Now wait, is this a hot take though?
No, this isn't the. If there are any hot takes, they will come later.
Okay,
I'm just explaining.
It will come.
I'm explaining the process of Ice Road Truckers. So they're these truckers, they're driving like big 18-wheelers with trailers and shit.
Let me guess, they on the road with ice.
They're driving on ice. And essentially what the show is, it's just like every episode of them like breaking down or getting stuck and getting unstuck.
Right.
I'm personally convinced that they just show the same 5 episodes over and over and then market it differently every time.
You're talking about the Samsung TV channel, Ice Road Truckers.
That's what it feels like.
Because there are a lot more.
No, I know, but still, it's just we had it on one day. We had it on one day, and it just played the same 5 episodes over and over, and it was just funny.
But that could be the way it works. Like maybe they run the same, like a different set of 5 episodes.
I'm sure they
each,
do. I'm sure they do. It's just really funny because the show is already kind of redundant. So just the fact that like
you're just gonna shit talk
the TV channel. I'm not shit talking it. I enjoy watching the show, but you have to admit it's redundant.
Do you enjoy it though? Because you don't really act like it.
I do. I don't enjoy it in the same way you enjoy it.
Okay, how do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it because I like to make fun of it. And I think that's a perfectly valid reason to enjoy watching things.
Hold on. Let's preface this even more. Think of HGTV, but for men. That's what like Ice Road Truckers is.
Why are you implying that HGTV can't be for men?
Well, because most people say it's like for like old women.
That's not true. I know so many people that love HGTV, men, women, like old, young. Okay. I've never heard anybody say HGTV is. I fucking love HGTV.
I do too. But most people think of it as like
just saying. You made it sound like you thought HGTV is only for like women. I'm trying to generalize it
so that everyone can understand, because most people, I think that, or at least like that's what they have in their head, that like old women watch HGTV.
I feel like you're wrong.
Maybe that's our fucking question then.
Is HGTV only for old women?
No, not only. Is it most of their demographic?
I don't think it is.
Like middle-aged to older women.
I don't think so.
All right. Okay. Okay. Fuck that then. So it's like HGTV, right? Where they like encounter issues with the house and they have to like fix it, and it's all dramatic and whatever. Yeah. Like fucking Property Brothers or whatever. Mm-hmm. These 2 fucking jackoffs go in there and they're like, we gotta fucking tear down this wall to get the goddamn sink in it so we can watch our butt to sink.
The problem with what you're explaining right now is all of that shit is scripted. None of that's real. You
don't think Ice Road Truckers isn't scripted?
Well, no, it is.
It's absolutely scripted.
As long as we agree, like most reality, I'd say 90. No.
We agree on that. Yeah, exactly. We agree on that. That like any reality TV you're seeing, it like, okay, one, there's no way that they can just take some random person's house without having them sign fucking release forms and go through the whole production and understand the process of it. There's no way that could actually happen, right? Mm-hmm. So those shows, I mean, they might be partially real. Like maybe like people can like maybe sign up for them. Like maybe it's not actors and shit. But
no,
like,
yeah. It's definitely like I think probably what you can do is like there's some sort of like massive list where you have to fill out a bunch of forms, and then maybe you don't know when it happens, but like or like there's a possibility it might happen.
I would say there's probably a sliver of realism in there, but it is like 60 to 80% dramatized.
Yeah,
but so. That's what I mean. Is Ice Road Truckers is like that. They got the fucking gigantic Steven Spielberg fucking strings, like while they're just like, oh shit, my truck's stuck in the snow. Like, and you're just like, man, he's just like, and they also shoot it to make it look like it's worse than it really is.
Yeah, because they switch camera angles like every 2 seconds with like incredibly intense dramatic music. All the shots are handheld, so it's like fucking like shaking. Yeah, and it's like, but if in reality, if you were there just watching it third person, you're just like, yeah, that's a truck stuck in the snow.
Well,
I wonder if he's gonna get it out.
Think about Ice Road Truckers. Let's talk about what we fucking like then. Why do you like the show?
Well, one
said you have different reasons, so I'm giving you the opportunity.
No. I'm gonna. One, I do. I think it's fun to watch. I think because it's still TV and they do dramatize it a lot, so like it adds suspense, and you're like, fucking is the truck gonna get stuck? Or are they gonna have to decommission it? Because like both of those.
Okay, no, you know what? I'll let you complete.
Because both of those are possibilities. So it's like you don't know which one's going to happen unless you've seen that episode. But like I do also like to make fun of it. I think sometimes it is fun to be like, this is so ridiculous. Like why the fuck? Like to like overanalyze a show that is like not meant to be analyzed at all.
Right. That's also that's why I love bad movies. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
can
the same
sit there,
thing.
I can sit there and watch fucking like horrible movies all day. Some people can't do that, but I, for one, I love sitting down with like 2 or 3 like awful movies.
You know, like when we watch
like
fucking
straight up-
Skyscraper.
Yeah, not even that. Like straight up, like they look horrible.
Yeah,
they're like student film. I will watch like ass
like
student
Sharknado.
films and overanalyze it like in my own time. I'm obviously not going to fucking shit on somebody's film to their face or like publicly.
Yeah.
But it's like everyone does it. It's fun to just sit down in the privacy with your friends and like fucking shit on something
No.
that you have nothing to do with.
I think everybody kind of experiences that to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I don't like the majority of reality TV. I do like HGTV. I think
I do too.
I like Chip and Joanna Gaines. I love their show. I think their interactions are like fun. I don't give a shit about like the house stuff, but I think like they're funny. And so that's why I watch shit like that.
Okay.
But some of the HGTV stuff is like fun to watch and interesting. But like Real Housewives, like I don't want to watch a bunch of people just like bicker for 30 minutes. And so like that's one that like I can't even watch just to make fun of because it just like makes me mad. But like that's why I like Ice Road Truckers, because it's like they're more real people. Like they are just doing a job while it's being filmed. A lot of it is probably scripted and faked because like unless they just have a camera person posted up like every quarter mile, they have so many shots of trucks driving.
I think it's worth saying though, we could be wrong.
Yes, that's very true. I don't know. I don't know for certain. I'm just going based off of like knowledge of
the film and television industry.
Yeah.
Generally, anything you see on TV is like going to have like mostly synthetic.
Because
like,
I think the thing that gives it away for me is they have so many shots of the trucks driving over ice with the camera under the ice.
Which implies a whole fucking setup to get that shot.
Yeah, you have to drill through the ice, fucking get the camera in place, have the truck drive over it, get the camera out, and then fucking move along. And so I think every time they show one of those, it's just one of like maybe 5 different ones that they have just like
they just have stock footage of that they can fucking,
or maybe they have like 20.
Yeah.
And then anytime that like they're actually driving on a frozen lake, they'll just like every now and then throw in one of the variations of the clip.
You can't do that with everything though. Like when they have shots like mounted on the side of the truck looking at the wheel.
No, yeah.
That entirely depends on where they're at because you'll instantly know.
Yeah.
But like I do like obviously that's part of it. Like when you think about it, yeah, there's like so many different cameras and there's tripod shots from afar, which means the truck has to drive by, and unless they've just fucking literally covered the entire like route for the truck and cameras, which would be expensive, incredibly difficult to maintain because of the weather, and like in general it would require like, if they're not doing that, it require like what's called a company move or whatever in film, where the entire set and production team moves to a different location.
Yeah.
That's so much of that. That is so expensive.
That would take forever.
It would take forever. It would be so expensive, which means that they have to be traveling with the truck somehow.
Yeah.
So it's not as like high stakes because it's like, well, you're not stuck out there in the middle of nowhere. There's an entire fucking production team with you.
Yeah. No,
but I don't know. Is that so that's what you like about it?
That's why I like Ice Road Truckers. I can only consume it in like very limited amounts. Like I couldn't watch it every day. But like
I think too much of anything is.
Well, yeah, but like if it's like on, I'll watch it. I think it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Especially when you're watching it with other people and then you can make fun of like the inconsistencies or like be like, wow, that like why are they doing it this way?
Yeah. Yes, I really like the part when Fiona turns back into like herself at the end of the movie, because like for majority of it, she is like the fucking big mean scary like green Fiona, and at the end, like Shrek fucking picks the shit out of her butt and she turns back into a regular human or whatever. Or does that happen? Or does Fart Quad put a quit to that? Does he jump in there and go? Oh, we're talking about Ice Road Truckers. Anyway, so I like Ice Road Truckers because I really like drama in anything, in any kind of TV or movie. What's up? What are you doing? Okay. I like drama in any kind of movie or TV. Ice Road Truckers to me. Wow. Cool. So for the audio listeners, Vi just poured a drink. I'm not sure why. Okay.
I don't know if that came through.
Okay. So I like Ice Road Truckers because I like dramatic reality shows like that, right? Wine. Oh, you haven't seen Game of Thrones?
Nope.
Wine. Anyway, so I like Ice Road Truckers. I love that show. There's drama. There's interesting camera angles. There's plenty to go on.
No, it's a good time.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
Now, look, should I be real about it, or should I keep putting on this comedic facade for the podcast?
That's what this podcast is about. We get real. We don't hide anything from the camera.
All right. Well, I've been. Oh yeah. So in any case, I completely disagree with you. No, it is entertaining purely because it is so dramatic. But that gets old after a while. So you're like, but those shows aren't meant to be like watched all day. Like that's one of those things.
I don't know about that. Well, I guess maybe they're not made with that intention, but people definitely do.
I don't know. Like I love. Have you seen Steve Wilkos?
Yes, I have. I've seen like episodes of it.
Okay. I have watched that all day.
That's different though.
And I will watch it all day.
Watching something like Ice Road Truckers is like, because it is one thing. It is entirely one thing. It is just about truckers driving on ice.
True.
And the problems that involves, which are pretty limited.
Fuck you.
It's like a problem with the truck, or they get stuck,
You're
or
limited.
like something happens, or like they have to find a new route because something's blocking the road. There's very limited problems that come with that. Now those problems can get deeper and more intricate, but like it is generally the same issues, or like maybe they're not going to make their destination on time.
I understand that.
But like with Steve Wilkos, there's a different personality on each episode. It's a different situation. Now, like, again, they tend to stick to like the same kind of situations, but like it's either somebody,
not Steve Wilkos.
Somebody, is Steve Wilkos only about child custody, or like,
no, he does almost everything.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
That's Jerry Springer.
Right. Yeah. Jerry Springer.
That's the Springer show. Steve Wilkos so I know Steve Wilkos lore actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've been on deep Reddit threads of people that have worked on it to try and figure out if it was real or like different intricacies of the show. It's bad, but I've like gone into detail because like I will put those on at the gym and I will listen to them while I work out. I will sit there and do work. I will watch them because, and the thing is, I know that there are like, it's either all staged or a lot of it's staged, right? I know that, but like there's still that curiosity. And some guy like posted a whole thing about how like a lot of it actually is. Now this could be fake too, but like this is
a plant. This guy's a plant.
He could be a plant. He could be a plant. But like they say, like those shows like are real. But the Steve Wilkos, I believe, is real more than the Jerry Springer show. But like, so Steve Wilkos was on Jerry Springer. He was a security guard on Jerry Springer.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then he got his own show, or I think he hosted an episode, like just by himself.
And the network was like,
people was like,
this guy's got something.
This guy's got some balls, huh? He's got some fucking balls, huh? So they put him on. They gave him his own show, and it was creatively titled The Steve Wilkos Show. So he gets his own show, and basically he does everything from like they will bring people on where it's like, my uncle molested my 13-year-old daughter. My boyfriend's on drugs. He's spending all of our money on drugs. There is like the cheating shit. Like, but did my boyfriend cheat on me? There's like,
or is my boyfriend really the father of my child?
Yeah, or did my wife like go out and like fuck somebody else
and have somebody else's kid?
Yeah, it's he covers like all those kind of like social issues or like relationship problems. or like family issues. Like that's pretty much all it is. But there's just something about like the way he acts, because he's very drill instructor-esque and he's very loud.
You know what I think? Every time I think of Steve Wilkos, and this is maybe just me, and I don't really have like a reason for it, but I feel like he's like a better Joe Rogan.
Because they're both bald.
No. It's not because they're both bald. It's not because they're both bald. No, it's
just because they're both bald.
No, it's just because like I feel like
racist ass bitch.
That is not racist. What are you talking about? It is not because they're both bald. I just get similar vibes from Steve Wilkos, but like I would much rather like sit down and have a beer with Steve Wilkos than fucking do DMT with Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
That's true.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to pull up?
I just want a photo of him.
Why didn't you just go to images?
Because I wanted a specific screen cap from an episode I know.
Okay.
Anyway, so Steve Wilkos, I do enjoy that show, and I have watched it literally all day, and I can.
That one makes sense to me because it's like, because like I said, there's always like a new personality, because you know most of the people that they bring on the show are very eccentric and like will get loud and yell and like try to fight somebody sometimes. So that makes sense. But like with Ice Road Truckers and shows like Ice Road Truckers, it's the same 5 people doing the same thing every episode. It's the same thing with Storage Wars.
Oh yeah.
But like I love Storage Wars. I mean I haven't watched it in forever, but I used to watch it all the time and it was fun. It's fun to watch. You know, like there's like the bits or like the yeah, like that shit. But it is the same thing over and over. But again, I think the difference with Storage Wars is, oh, well, what's in the storage unit? Sometimes they find crazy shit in the storage units, and that's what you watch it for. You know what I mean? For the audio listeners, Joey has just took a screen cap of a very small section of Steve Wilkos' face and blown it up to fit the size of the TV that's behind us.
He looks like he just smelled like a fucking intense fart. He looks like he just got hit with the fucking Dookie Wookie 6000
Holy
on the fucking
shit.
subway.
That is quite the expression.
Oh!
I don't know how to describe this face, but yeah.
It looks like the top half of that. Or he's like getting fucked in the ass.
Okay.
Anyway, so he wouldn't like that if I said it. So anyway, Steve Wilkos, I could watch his show all day. He has a good ass show. It is entertaining. It like doesn't get old. I will say it is kind of like the polygraph thing. Like, so I don't know how much of it I believe, but after a certain point, you just have to be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. It's entertainment. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, who cares if it's real or not? It's fun to like analyze it. But like, if it's something I'm actually watching, I'll just be like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking enjoy the show for what it is.
Or it's like all the people that point out like inconsistencies in a movie, or it's like, oh, that could never happen in real life. It's like, well, guess what?
It's a film.
It's not real life.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Like,
you don't know what gravity's like in this universe.
I can't stand when people will like watch for instance, they'll watch a film. Like if you're watching it with like somebody who works construction or whatever, and there's a construction scene in the film, and they're just like, well, that's not how it works in fucking in the real fucking whatever.
Yeah, it's like fucking okay.
It's like, who gives a fuck?
How about who cares?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? That's
or it's like watching a Steven Spielberg movie and it's like that car wouldn't really explode like that in real life.
It's like when I would watch movies and there's like a live music scene in the film, right? You're going to get up just to put that on. You have to do it like right in. Yeah. Cool. Putting on a condom. Anyway, so yeah, it's like when I see a live music scene in a movie, and like if I'm ever watching a movie with people that like know I play drums, they're always like looking at me, waiting for my reaction. I'm like
Is it not really playing the instrument?
Is that really like how it's done? Like, did they do that right?
Yeah, like
I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
I'm watching.
That's not the focus of the scene. Unless it is a movie about playing music.
Yeah. Unless it takes away from, like, if it's like a background band, who gives a fuck if they're like doing what they're supposed to be doing? If it's a close up, that's different because you're putting emphasis on it.
Yeah.
Like when you do a close up, you're putting emphasis on that. It should look right.
So specifically with that and Whiplash, there's a scene, the scene where J.K. Simmons has like just gotten like fired from the university because it got outed.
Spoiler.
Oh yes, spoiler alert. J.K. Simmons' character at this point in Whiplash has been fired from the university for being an asshole, and he's like playing in like some small jazz club in New York, and some of the backing players like aren't really playing what you're hearing, but like for every other section of the movie, it is like they specifically hired people. They specifically hired musicians, and all of the parts you're hearing are like was actually being played.
Yeah,
except for like if an actor has a speaking part, they weren't a musician, but if they don't have any speaking parts, they were a real musician, with the exception being Miles Teller, who actually learned all of the drum parts for that movie because he was a drummer prior.
Yeah. Oh, makes sense to me.
But like something like that, where like in the jazz club, the emphasis wasn't on the band playing. It was on the fact that Miles Teller's character has just run into his old music professor in this random jazz bar. Yeah, exactly. So like, it's not a big deal, even though the movie itself is entirely about music, specifically jazz music. Yeah. That's not like a core part of that scene. So like, it doesn't really matter. Right. But there's also a fucking limit to that, where it's like, okay, you have to look at details. You can't like leave shit. Like, you have to be detail oriented. So I think there's just like a balance with that, where it's like I can be detail oriented in like watching movies and be like, that like maybe isn't believable. Like if it has to do with the story and it's not believable, that I will be like, okay, this kind of takes me out of it. Yeah. Like if somebody does something that's like, why would their character do that? But even then, like the more I watch movies, the more I just kind of like go with whatever's happening. Because I'm like, clearly this was somebody's intention. Yeah. I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. Like you could watch American Psycho and there's scenes in that where you're just like, that would never happen. The whole movie would like this, like a lot of that shit would never happen. Could never fucking happen. Or is there a very small chance it would? Yeah. Or like that kind of people are like, there's an exaggeration of those kind of people. Yeah. Like you can't go into that being like, well, that's unrealistic. They wouldn't act like that. It's like, no shit. It's a movie. It's like an exaggeration of reality. It's what movies are. It's like a play on reality. Yeah. It's never actual. Even documentaries aren't reality because whoever made the documentary still has something to say about it. Yeah. So like, it's like an artistic take on like real life events. Yeah. So really, unless you're just watching raw footage uncut with no narrative to it, that's the only time you're getting reality. Yeah. Cause it's just like when the flat earthers were making a documentary and they were doing that science experiment to try and prove that the earth was flat. And then they proved that it had curvature and they were just like, oh, there must be something wrong. Yeah. And it's like, you literally proved proved the curvature of the earth. Fucking Christ. Shit, I left my hamburger on the grill for 5 hours. It's burnt. There must be something wrong with science. Yeah, exactly. Like, no, you're an idiot. Don't fucking kick your mic, dude. I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm gonna kick your butt. Like that SpongeBob episode. Flats. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. That kind of shit is like, I sometimes don't like watching movies with other people because like people will just like point shit out, and I'm just like, what's weird is I feel like, because I'm a film major, I feel like a lot of film majors. That's this TV again. I'm not trying to be like I'm fucking weird and quirky and different. Yeah, but like a lot of film majors are up their own ass about like over analytical of everything. You watch every scene, they're just like,
mise en scene. That's a Rembrandt lighting technique. Oh, they use the 50 millimeters.
Or
It's like, who gives a fuck?
Actually, if I were filming this scene, I would have done it way differently than that. But you made some interesting choices.
Yeah. Or
It's like bullshit like that. It's like, dude, fucking get your head out of your own ass. Fucking maybe see the sun. Go touch grass. Like.
Yeah. Like fucking pound sand, bro. Touch a boob. It's like it's like basic shit. You don't have to fucking comment on everything, but it's true. Like some of those people need the tinfoil, they need the rubber bands, and they need to get laid.
Okay,
that's like.
But
I'm just kidding. I'm not virgin shaming. I'm one myself. So, but yeah, it's that's what I mean. It's very like a lot of film majors. Just you can't watch a movie without them being like. The lighting in this scene is kind of whatever, and the composition was a little off.
It's like that with like anybody that's creative, or like these creatives that people call themselves.
Hot take. I have a hot take. Hot take
alert! Hot take alert! There's a hot take cooking in the oven. Somebody's about to pull it out.
This is a fat one.
Ooh!
I hate artists. I hate musicians. And I hate filmmakers.
I do too. Dude, I hate
literally all of them.
I think anybody that labels themselves as a creative is the worst.
I immediately hate them. Here's the caveat. I hate all of them by default unless they prove me wrong.
Yes.
Unless they prove to me that they are not up their own ass and they do not use people and they do not flake on fucking everything and they can get it it is so frustrating to deal with people that like on the outside act one way and on the in to other people they act a completely different way.
So, and just to be clear, we are musicians. We exist in creative spaces. We're both in several bands. We've both worked on film projects and created other art. So like we have plenty of experience dealing with artists of any form, and it's bad. And I think most musicians and artists will agree with you, because it's the ones that are the most annoying and like the biggest assholes are always going to be the loudest. And that's how it is in any space of any community. So it's just, you constantly run into these people that are just like doing everything for their own like selfish intentions.
I think being an artist is different though for me.
I'm going to change this back.
Yeah. Cause we're still on the hot take though. But being an artist is different for me, because to be an artist by default, on some level, you have to think that what you're doing is worth other people looking at.
You do have to have a bit of an ego, because that's how you like, confidence is key in any section of life.
You have to use it to create, because otherwise you just keep it in your head and you never do anything with it. You have to be like, people want to see this, or I want to see it come to fruition. This is a good idea.
Right.
To think something's a good idea implies that you put value on it. And if it comes from your head, that means you like a healthy ego is good. But I feel like what happens is like people that are artists, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't like accept being an artist as a job and we shouldn't like encourage that. But I feel like we've gotten to a point where some people encourage it too much. Mm-hmm. And then people that shouldn't be doing that just overindulge and think that everything they do is like perfect, and they hate everybody else and they look down and are condescending. Right,
and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna be on top.
I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird."
That's exactly what like runs through their heads, and it's just because like, you know, being creative is so accessible these days.
Anybody can do it,
and I don't think that's inherently a bad thing.
Not a bad thing,
but there is to some extent like there's. Like you just get flooded with people that are like, oh, like I'm gonna just like make music now. I'm gonna be a SoundCloud rapper, because it's like, well, like other people have done it, so why can't I? And you know,
that's true.
To a certain extent, that's true. But like you also do have to like be critical of yourself, and I think that's something a lot of people struggle with. So they just like, they're too scared to be critical of themselves. And so because of that, their friends and peers don't want to be critical of them, because they're like, oh, well, you're my friend, so I want to support you.
Right.
But like,
there's a balance.
It does lead to a lot of people thinking that they're really good at something when they're really not. And the reason that can get bad is when that person maybe tries to like really get into the space and maybe try to like like send a demo to a record company or like try and send their film or script to somebody to like get shot or like have any sort of work done, and then they get shut down because it's not good enough.
Right, but also let's also be clear, it's fine to not be good enough. Like it's fine to not be good because not being good gets you to be good.
Yeah.
But the problem that you're saying is that people who aren't good think as soon as they make anything, like it's not that they like inherently think that, like, because sometimes people do make things that are good and think is good, and but don't get a big head about it. It's the people that will shit out anything for the purpose, like they're not an artist who be one who like, because I've always said this, I think it's stupid. This is another hot take, but we already set off the alarm. Should we set it off again?
Well, we're still in hot. This is hot take inception. Hot take
part 2. We've said what we just said. I also always hated when people would be like, why, like asking for views on YouTube or like trying to get views, doing shit for views. Like, I'm like, half of the reason that I create, half the reason is because I want other people to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I want to contribute to the pool of entertainment out there. So it's like, and there's nothing wrong with that. And some people who are artists think that just because you want to be paid for your work and just because you want it to be seen and you'll like do stuff to get it seen immediately means that you're a sellout. Immediately means that you don't care about it, that it's not personal to you, all this bullshit like that. And I've always been like, there is nothing wrong with wanting people to see what you're making
and make money off of it.
Yeah, there's
because
nothing wrong with that.
Money is a crucial part of our society, and when you find something that you love doing and like brings you happiness, like you want to get paid for it.
And you'd also
especially when you're putting a lot of time and effort into it.
You'd be surprised how many people like want to buy and want to support that. Like, I buy band shirts. I try and buy stuff on Bandcamp. I like go to shows. I buy tickets.
Yeah.
I support local acts, and there's a balance, but like part of it is because like I want that networking, and it's like you scratch my back, I scratch your back, but that's like 30% of it. And that's also okay too. There's nothing wrong with promoting somebody in hopes that they will also help you out.
That's the industry.
Yeah, that's what it is. But I feel like if it's only that, that's also a problem.
Yeah, if your sole intention of like supporting other people is just in hopes that they do the same for you, then that's fucked.
Yeah, you can't.
It's like
you're
a small band.
Aside.
It's like a small band constantly pestering a big artist, being like, "Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you," and then check out my music. I love you, I love you, I love you. Check out my music, I love you. It's like, one, they're probably not even going to see it, so you just look like an asshole,
and they're going to annoy if they do.
Yeah, and then two, when they do see it, they're going to be like, "Oh, this person only fucking wants us so they can, or only cares about us so that they can like piggyback off of our success." And it's just shit like that. Like, just support people.
Yeah.
Because I think if you continue to support people and exist in a space without expecting anything, things will happen.
Yes.
You don't have to you do have to put in some work, and you do have to make sure that the art you're making is good and people are going to want to listen to it, and you have to be proud of it too.
Support authentically.
Yes.
Support from a place of we help each other out. It's a community, but I also love what you're doing and I want more people to see it. And there's like nothing wrong with that. And I feel like a lot of people like get insecure about it or just like think that it's wrong to like want support from other people.
It's not at all. It's like the whole point of entertainers. And we've gotten to a point in society where people are like starting to understand that I think a lot of people think that being an entertainer is incredibly easy, and it's like, oh, well, you're getting paid to do something that you love, and it's like, is that a bad thing?
Well, also, that's not true, because being an entertainer is easy. Being a successful entertainer is one of the hardest things you could ever do.
It's incredibly time consuming. It literally just consumes your life.
But again, that's also if you define success as I want people to know me, like I want to be supported by that monetarily, or like whatever you define success as. I think most people would say success is like I can support myself with what I like doing. Yeah. Or people will come out to my things because they like it, not just to support me.
Yeah.
That is like my idea of success. Like, I don't have to be like a giant band or a giant artist.
That's all I want.
I just want people to do it because they like what they're seeing, not because I'm just their friend or whatever.
Right, because that is what like brings the joy for me in entertaining people is when somebody comes up to you after your set and was like oh my, like that was so fucking good. It reminded me of like. Or like we had a Cataract show where somebody came up to us and was like you guys like reminded me like of like modern baseball, which is like as an emo band is like probably like the highest compliment somebody can give you to be like, you guys remind me of modern baseball. And it's like that's just like shit like that is why like we got paid for that gig, but it was like $50, but that's not why we did it.
Yeah.
You do it so you have somebody, one person as all it takes to just come up to you after your set and be like that, like, I'm going to follow you guys. Like, I want to come see a bunch of your shows now. You guys reminded me of modern baseball. Like, you guys have music out. It's like shit like that. It's like, that's why I do it.
It's just all about like, again, I hate all artists. I hate all of them unless they can prove that they're just authentic and that they're a person and also not fucking flaky.
Yeah.
We can't get into that. We're like, we're over an hour.
Damn, already?
Yeah, we're an hour and 4. So anyway, we should wrap that up with a question. I got a question. Should we keep doing these questions?
Do you guys want us to keep fucking beating ourselves up over thinking of a question each week?
We need a master list.
We do.
I just need to sit down and like
come up with a bunch.
Pick my nose and touch my dick. In your room, on your bed.
We could steal Chuckle Sandwich's question for one episode, for just this episode.
I'm going to put Nutella.
Do you know what that question is?
What?
Okay, so I've got a would you rather for you. And I want you to answer this right now.
Now?
Now. Most people will probably already know what this question is from. But I don't think you've heard this.
Huh?
I've got a would you rather for you.
I answer now.
You're going to answer it right now.
Okay, well, all right.
Because I'm stealing this. I'm stealing this from another podcast.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no games? No more video games.
No more video games?
Unlimited bacon, but no games.
Okay.
Or games, unlimited games, but no games.
What?
I'll run it back for you real quick. So, listen very carefully this time. Would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no games? Okay, so unlimited bacon, no games. Or games, unlimited games, but no games.
What? That is the dumbest question I've ever heard. What's the point of that?
You gotta pick one.
Is the second one I get games or not?
It's unlimited games, but no games.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, just pick one.
No.
Why not? It's a would you rather.
The would you rather has to be like a trade-off.
It is a trade-off.
Unlimited games, but no games. So
unlimited bacon, but no games.
So it's either I get unlimited bacon or I have no games.
If that's the way you want to look at it.
That's what you're telling me. Am I picking between unlimited bacon or no games? That's what you're telling me.
It's not. Look, if that's the way you want to look at it, then that's the way you look at it. But
I'm gonna pick the shit out your butt. Do you want an actual answer?
Yes, give me an actual answer. Unlimited bacon, but no games.
He's staring me in the face.
Yeah, because he wants you to answer the question. Unlimited bacon, but no games.
Oh, God.
Or games. Unlimited games. I think that's unlimited. Do you know the definition?
I know what it means. Or no games.
But no games.
So is it unlimited games or I get no games?
unlimited games. You get unlimited games. No, there is no limit to the amount of games that you
Probably
get.
the second one.
You'd get, so you're taking unlimited games?
No, you said no games. I'm going with unlimited games, no games.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't get anything.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, so I guess we'll see you guys on
Is
the
that
next
it?
episode of Sauce Party.
No, you can't do that.
Go follow us on TikTok at Sauce Party Pod. On Instagram at the same thing. We post a lot of clips. We're gonna be posting more clips. Gonna post some clips from the drunk special. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys on the next episode, and I hope you guys have a good week.
I hope you have a horrible week.